recently I was having a conversation with a friend about spiritual matters, and they mentioned the song by Carole King, "You've Got a Friend." And I thought, what a great idea. I haven't thought of that song in a long time. It was from when I was a youngster, and of course many of us may remember that song. It was a big hit, and it was a great song. It is a great song. And the words really do tell us a lot, not just about the nature of friendship, but about our relationship with God, although I don't think it was intended to be that. But some of the lyrics are, when you're down in trouble, you need someone to care, and nothing is going right, close your eyes, and soon I will be there. And that tells us a lot about our friends. It tells us something about God, too. That's what I want to talk about with you for a few minutes. You know, we need friends. I mean, we're human beings. We're made to live in society with other people, and we really depend on other people. We can see this from the very beginning of Scripture in Genesis chapter 2. God says, it is not good for the man to be alone. And so he makes a companion for the man. And God made us in such a way that we really do need friends. We need other people. We need friends so that we can know that somebody cares. The lyrics in that song by Carole King, close your eyes and soon I will be there. Even just the consciousness, the awareness that there's somebody out there who cares about us is important to us. We need to know that. We need to know that there's someone who cares. We need to have somebody we can trust, somebody we can count on, somebody we can confide in when we want to share something with someone. Again, somebody we know who will care, but somebody we can trust. We also need somebody to talk to. Sometimes we just need to talk to other people. You know, with the recent public health crisis, we've all, spent a lot more time alone recently than perhaps we have in a long time. Of course, many of us may have spent a lot of time with people more than we intended to or were used to. But many of us have experienced this, where we really haven't had somebody to talk to. And then we realize how important it is to have somebody just to communicate with. Is there anybody out there? Is there somebody I can talk to? And sometimes we need a friend to help us. Just having somebody that will help us is important. We're not made to be self-sufficient. We often like to think that we are, that we don't need anybody or anything, but that's just not true. We're just not made that way. We really do need other people. We need a friend. And as I said, this was a spiritual conversation about that included that song, "You've Got a Friend." And I do think it's a really poignant reminder that God performs these functions for us. He does so many of these things for us. And he does them more than any human friend ever could even. In John chapter 15, Jesus says, "There is no greater love than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." And of course, when he's telling the disciples this, they don't know that that's exactly what he's going to do. And sometimes human friendship is so great that people are willing to do that for one another. Jesus did that for everyone. He did that for all of us. He did it for you, and he did it for me. He did it for all of us. Not because we deserved it, but just because he loves us that much. Our human friends are human like us, so they have flaws and imperfections just like we do. But God's love for us is perfect and complete. I'm reminded, too, of another old song. I'm going to read some of the lyrics. This is one we do at our church every once in a while, and I love it. It's a beautiful old hymn, "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." And after I thought about the Carole King song, I remembered this when I was thinking about it. Can we find a friend so faithful who will all our sorrows share? Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Today after our church service, I was talking with some of my parishioners about today's message, and we were talking about, how do you do this? How do you actually live closer to God? Well, the words of that song, "Take It to the Lord in Prayer," are a great start. I have found that daily prayer is essential to keeping my relationship close with God and keeping myself in a frame of mind where I know that what I'm doing is for God and that I am with God always. God is our friend in that way. God is a perfect friend in that way. And so, as I say many times, and I'll say it many times more in the future, God willing, you are not alone. You are never alone. You always have God with you. just reach out and God will be there. Amen.